York Giants defeat the Dallas Cowboys 10-7 on Sunday Night Football. You are watching the MJ Take on Sports Fan Entertainment. Hello and welcome to the MJ Take on Sports Fan Entertainment as the New York Football Giants defeat the Dallas Cowboys 10-7, and man, this was one of my better calls of this 2016 NFL season, as I had the New York Giants winning this football game and sweeping the Dallas Cowboys, as I also had them winning in week 1. And both of these predictions came true, as you already know. And this game went a little different than I thought it would. One of my guarantees of the week, where I guarantee that something's going to happen in terms of my betting predictions, was that this game would be under the 46.5 point total that Vegas had put out. I knew that this was going to be a low-scoring affair, but I did not think it was going to be this low-scoring, as we have a 10-7 score, only a combined total of 17. But hey, I won money anyway, so I'm happy about that. We look at the Dallas Cowboys. They're going to be the story of this game, and deservedly so, somewhat. You know, Cowboy fans and me have an interesting relationship, mainly on their end, because for some reason they hate me. I don't know why. They feel that I hate their team, that I pick against their team, and that I have it out for their football team. I don't. But look. You were going to lose today. Look, you're going to lose games. Okay, you're not going to go 15-1 in the regular season, go 17-1 or 18-1 and win the Super Bowl. There's going to be losses on your schedule. And honestly, as a fan, you should look through your schedule and pinpoint these losses. In this game in New York, coming off of a very impressive win streak, and now we're reaching a point in the season where the Cowboys are so far and ahead of everyone in the NFC. What are they really playing for? What is really motivating them, right? You do have the young Dak Prescott and young Ezekiel Elliott, and you feel that, you know, they're very confident. They're very confident in their abilities. They want to go out. They want to win every football game. And I'm not saying that they didn't give 100% effort today, because probably they did, but just naturally, there's going to be a lull. There's going to be a low, and we're looking at it now. Last week, they only beat the Vikings by 2 points on Thursday Night Football. And then the week before that, they impressively beat the Washington Redskins, so that was a fine victory there. But now this is the lull. You look back at college, right? The college football season only runs for 12, 13 weeks, and then you have the college football playoff about a month after that. Normally, they would not be playing during this time. And when you predicate your entire football team on 2 rookies, that's the risk you're kind of running there, saying, will they really show up in December for the first time when they're playing in December? They haven't played in December. Their lives they haven't played in December. Not in high school, not in college, except maybe a bowl game, but they haven't really had to play for 16 weeks and then possibly go to the Super Bowl and play for weeks after that. So, you know, it's hard to do, and there's going to be a lull there, and tonight it was that Dak Prescott with, I believe, certainly his worst game of the season. 2 interceptions, both of which, to me, completely his fault. And the one to Janoris Jenkins, actually, that one wasn't his fault, I'd say, entirely. But the one to Leon Hall, that one was definitely his fault, as he just threw the ball up and it was intercepted by Leon Hall for 29 yards. I don't know what was going on there. He and Dez Bryant were not on the same page today. Okay, as Dez Bryant only had 1 reception for 10 yards. He had the huge fumble at the end of the game. He had a number of just like miscommunications with Dak Prescott. Things did just not go well today between Dak Prescott and Dez Bryant. And I have not been in love with their chemistry this year. It's not been even close to the love romance that Dez Bryant and Tony Romo have had in the past. And when we look back at midseason, when I wanted Tony Romo to start for this football team, that was one of the reasons why. Just because Dez Bryant and Dak Prescott, they just don't mesh very well, while Tony Romo and Dez Bryant, they mesh very well. But you've gone with Dak Prescott now. You have to stick with him. I'm already seeing some morons, and really, they're morons. I'm sorry. Some of you guys are out there, but hey, look at you. You're an idiot, okay? You should not go back to Tony Romo now. That is absurd. We were talking about Dak Prescott as an MVP candidate last week. You can't just say, okay, now we're benching him, okay? Because then you risk just losing everything you've worked for this entire season. You have to work through these growing pains with a rookie quarterback. I know he hasn't played like a rookie up until this point, but now he is, okay? You have to work through this growing pain. That way he can grow and develop and become the quarterback you hope he can be. I mean, I'm already hearing some Cowboy fans talk about dynasties and this and that. Well, maybe that'll happen, but you're going to have to go through this part of it at least. There will be growing pains. I can't wait to see how he does his second year. You look at Ezekiel Elliott. He ran the ball pretty well today. I thought the Giants were going to do better against him, but they really didn't. I mean, they let him get 4.5 yards per carry, which is good. They let him get over 100 yards, which is good. The problem was they were very good in stopping him in the second half. I think he only got maybe 30 or 40 yards in the second half, so that was good. In the fourth quarter, he really didn't do anything because at that point, the Cowboys had to throw the football to win the game, and they just couldn't throw the football on this Giants defense. I'm going to get to them in a second. And ultimately, this Giants team won. You look at defensively for the Cowboys, I liked Brandon Carr until I didn't, right? He had a great game until he didn't, when he led up the 61-yard touchdown to Odell Beckham Jr. Until that point, he had been playing absolutely great. But when you let up that huge play, which really won the game, man, that right there just brings you down to a failing grade. Honestly, it does. You've been playing great for the whole game, but when you let up a 61-yard touchdown in a game like this, you fail. All right, I'm sorry, you failed the class. You went all the way through the semester. You got A's, and then you just failed the final, which was 35% of your grade, and you're done, right? That was Brandon Carr. Tonight, Sean Lee was everywhere, and he did a very good job of slowing down this Giants run offense. They wanted to run it a lot in the fourth quarter, but he did not let it happen. I mean, he gave his offense so many chances to do something to win this football game, but it just wasn't happening. I mean, you never got the feeling, or at least I didn't, that the Cowboys in the fourth quarter really had a chance to win this game. I mean, they were talking about at least 3 or 4, or maybe even 5 opportunities consecutively in the fourth quarter for the Cowboys to drive down the field and score a field goal to tie or a touchdown to win. And I never felt that they could even get a first down. That at least maybe not even 3 first downs. If they got 1, it would be lucky to me. You just never got the feeling. And then that was because of the Giants defense. Let's get to them now. This New York Giants defense, they're changing the game to me. You always hear, these head coaches and these general managers and these experts and executives and what have you talking about do not spend a lot in free agency. And historically, this has been true. But this Giants team, they're rewriting the playbook, man, because they spent money on Olivier Vernon. They spent money on Janoris Jenkins. They spent money on Damon Harrison, and these investments are currently paying off. Now, we will see in the years to come whether or not they continue to pay off, but this season they're paying off, and if they end up culminating in a Super Bowl victory, they will have definitely paid off no matter what happens in the future. These 3 are playing phenomenal. Janoris Jenkins had an interception today. Also, Leon Hall, who wasn't a big free agent signing, but was a little free agent signing. I don't know why so many teams were sleeping on Leon Hall. This guy's played great for years in the slot. Had an interception today over the middle returner for 29 yards. This is a guy that's also playing well. They have Eli Apple. We're talking about a team with 4 deep at cornerback. Eli Apple, Dominique Rodgers, Cromartie, Janoris Jenkins, and Leon Hall. 4 deep. And then, they also have Landon Collins at the strong safety position, who is playing phenomenal. We look at his interceptions, but it goes just beyond that, man. Did you see this guy in run support today, coming down on Ezekiel Elliott and saying, no, sir, coming down on these check downs, on these bubble screens and saying, no, sir, not today? Landon Collins continues to play absolutely tremendous during this 2016 NFL season. I'm so enthralled by his development as a player. I love watching it. I loved watching him in Alabama, and it gives me so much confidence and hope that hopefully if the Titans take a safety with their 6th pick, they could get a Jabril Peppers or Jamal Adams, and he could play even close to how Landon Collins is playing right now. You look at these linebackers for the New York Giants. These are guys I've criticized in the past, and Devon Kennard, and Keenan Robinson, and Jonathan Casillas, and Kelvin Shepard as well. But they all played well today, especially Devon Kennard, as he had a sack today, 2 tackles for loss, a pass defense, and a quarterback hit. This guy was everywhere for this Giants defense, and one of my concerns when it comes to stopping the Dallas Cowboys, if you want to stop them, you have to have good linebacking play. Guys that are very disciplined, guys that know what to look for in terms of screens, trick plays, in terms of spying the quarterback, and also watching for Ezekiel Elliott and being a sure tackler of him. And he did a tremendous job of that today. If he can play like this, they can beat the Cowboys again in January if they need to, and they will need to, I think. You look at their defensive line, they're missing Jason Pierre-Paul to me. Now, Romeo Aquara, he's the guy that I think is starting in his place. He actually played well. I had a sack today. But I wasn't in love with Olivier Vernon without Jason Pierre-Paul today, and I think that's going to be a concern moving forward. Olivier Vernon is a guy I've been very critical of, and I'm going to continue to be, because he just doesn't get sacks, right? He didn't get a sack today. He's gotten some sacks. I think he got like 2 sacks maybe in the past 4 games or something like that, but he just didn't get sacks. And you're paying him $18 million, $17 million per year. You got to get sacks, and he doesn't do it. He'll never do it, right? He's very good against the run, and you saw it again today. You see that 59 jersey, you think he's a damn linebacker, but no, he's a damn defensive lineman. But no, this is a guy that concerns me when it comes to getting sacks, ultimately getting to the quarterback, and we'll see how that works in the future, because they're going to miss Jason Pierre-Paul. You can already see today that they are missing him. He was 54, not 59, by the way. And he has 8 sacks on the season, but I don't know. I haven't bought into him as a pass rusher this season, or in his season past, to be honest. We move on to offensively. And this is the crutch for the New York Giants this season. And this is what you look at and you say, this is why they're not going to win the Super Bowl this year. Although they still can, and I wouldn't rule it out. This is why I'm not picking them, although they're starting to warm my heart a little bit. The playoffs is still even just up for grabs on its own. But let's look at the Eli Manning situation. He was awful today. He was just god-awful. I don't know what this kid was doing. And as a guy that watched this game picking the New York Giants, I just want my pick to be right. I tell you guys all the time, I just want my pick to be right unless if I picked against my favorite team. And today, Eli Manning was frustrating the hell out of me. He had 2 fumbles, I believe both in the first quarter, and then his interceptions were so egregious. Like, they were in the red zone, or one of them was in the red zone, just throwing the ball just inexplicably to Victor Cruz, where you're just hoping that he just gets it. He just in the slot on what was like a curl route, so dangerous. Should have been intercepted, or it was intercepted by Anthony Brown, I believe. And then you look at the end of the game on their last offensive drive, second to last offensive drive, because the last offensive drive was technically a kneel down, but he threw the ball in what was like a Harlem Globetrotter, a Jabberwocky throw. This guy was looking this way, turn around, woof, like some sort of Harlem Globetrotter. And what are you doing? This ball was almost picked off. You almost gave the Cowboys a chance to win this game. Eli Manning, this guy, it's so incredible how a guy that has been in this league since 2004, okay, for 12 years, this is his 13th season. This guy cannot understand situational football. You don't have to be perfect and never turn the ball over, but what are you doing with this Jabberwocky Harlem Globetrotter junk? I mean, I don't understand it. And the pocket awareness, dude, hold on to the football. You can see this guy coming at you. I don't know what he was doing, but hey. Ultimately, the Giants won the game. So will the Giants make the playoffs? And I am slightly concerned, okay, because really they need one more win. Okay, that's what we're talking about. Can the New York Giants get one more win? And I certainly believe so. But the schedule is not easy as they host the Detroit Lions next week. And currently, I'm projecting them to win this game, right? But it is certainly a game that is up for grabs. I would only put the percentage chance at 60% for the New York Giants to win this game. Then you look at the next game at the Philadelphia Eagles. Again, a game where I would look at and I would say, okay, the Giants should win this game. Again, I'd probably put it at 60%. So it's likely, right? And then at the Washington Redskins, that one I'd have to even put in the Redskins' favor. Okay, so you should make the playoffs. You should win one of these games and make the playoffs. I wouldn't just say, okay, it's over yet, though. I think you definitely have some work to do. You won't win the division. I'm already hearing some clowns talk about the division. I don't think so. However, as it pertains to the Dallas Cowboys, okay, and moving forward, I think... Now, listen to me now, because you didn't listen to me before the game. Listen to me now. I think you guys might be in trouble next week. And this is why. This Tampa Bay Bucks team, okay, they're playing so well. They remind me of you and how you were playing early this season, and where not a lot of people are looking at you, but you're just winning games. You're beating some tough teams, and you're just playing hot and well right now. This Tampa Bay Bucks team, don't sleep on them, man. I'm telling you, it could be a huge mistake as it pertains to this Dallas Cowboys team. And then, even the last two games, you host the Lions. You know, Matthew Stafford could go on the road and win there, although I do expect you guys to win that one. I really do. And then at Philly, you guys should win that one because Philly is now just a joke. So the season is not... I'd say the NFC East is... Okay, it's fine. It's still up for grabs. I don't expect the Cowboys to lose the division. I think this is fine for them. They'll have a sense of urgency week 17 if they need it, and they'll win to me. Today, they didn't have much urgency. Dak Prescott just finally hit his rookie wall. And one more thing. Who wants the NFL MVP this season? Does anyone want it? Okay, Dak Prescott with now his third game under 200 passing yards. He was awful today. You look at, he just couldn't do anything. You look at Ezekiel Elliott. He might not be the front runner. I mean, he had a good game today, even though his team lost. And Dak Prescott had a bad week. Derek Carr had a bad week. So now maybe Ezekiel Elliott is the MVP. But then some people were tweeting me, and I think they have a point. Aaron Rodgers is now coming up. Matthew Stafford is still there. But man, who wants this NFL MVP? I should make a whole separate video about this. Maybe I will this week if I have time. But there's a very interesting thing going on in the NFL. This is going to be a very interesting culmination of this season. I can't wait for it, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I know that for sure. So there you go. Those are my thoughts on the Sunday Night Football game between the Dallas Cowboys and the New York Giants. What are yours? Comment down below. I want to know. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, and most importantly, to subscribe. And until next time, this has been the MJ Take on Sports Fan Entertainment, and I'm out. Peace.